The question is that the motion be agreed to. I call on the member for Hughes.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. First, I'd like to start by congratulating the member for Bass for her emphatic victory at the federal election. A 5.8% swing there in Northern Tasmania. I think that just about beats everyone else, of course, for our friends in Queensland that did such a wonderful job with. But you did have the help of Bob Brown, you must admit that. Bob had gone to Queensland, he left Tasmania, maybe he should have stayed there in Tassie. But look, what a tremendous victory for the member for Bass. So I'd like to congratulate her also on this first motion, because she understands the importance of tax cuts. And it was a clear choice at the last election, Deputy Speaker. The people of Bass had to choose between Labor's policy of $387 billion of additional taxes. And they rejected it, and they lost that seat in a landslide to the coalition. And why, Deputy Speaker? The simple reason, I'll argue, is that the Labor Party simply didn't understand that the policies of the coalition were merely allowing people to keep more of their own money. This is the great divide that we see on the House. And you've seen in this debate, they've learnt nothing. 3 election losses in a row, and they still have not learnt, Deputy Speaker. Tax cuts is simply allowing people to keep more of their money that they own. But we know on the Labor side, they don't see that as the money that people own. They see that as their money. We saw that during the election campaign. We saw that with the retirees tax, with what was planned from the Labor Party, the theft of franking credits. Because Labor didn't understand that that money was earned by the company, earned by the shareholders of that company. They saw it as a gift. They went around insulting self-funded retirees, telling them that this was a gift from government. And I remember Senator Keneally gave some speech and she said, "It's our money. It's not your money. It belongs to the shareholders of those businesses that earned that money." We saw the same thing with Labor's negative gearing policy. They simply didn't understand that negative gearing is not some great lurk, Deputy Speaker. It's a simple principle that your interest is at expense of the income that you earn and should rightfully be deducted when you calculate your tax. And we saw it on their attack on family trusts, where they wanted distribution from that trust to be taxed at 30%. Not understanding how many small family businesses work, Deputy Speaker, and with a legitimate reason that their funds are set up in trusts. So, Deputy Speaker, this is the first step of this coalition government, to allow the citizens of this country, for the money that they earn, to put more of it into their pocket to decide what they will spend it on. And it's not just that, Deputy Speaker. It's also creating the incentive for them to go out and to earn more and to create more wealth for this nation. Because when these tax cuts come through finally, Deputy Speaker, 94% of Australians, 94% will have a top marginal tax rate of 30%. So that means when they want to work a bit of extra overtime, or if they're the small business that wants to expand or take a risk, that they know if they can earn a few extra dollars, Deputy Speaker, they can keep 70% of it for themselves. And yet we saw, Deputy Speaker, under Labor's policies, half of it the taxman would have to take. It's not only the stimulus effect, Deputy Speaker, from the cost of allowing people to have more of their money. The true stimulatory effect is the incentive it creates for people to get out there and work and earn more of their money. Now, the public has spoken, Deputy Speaker. They've rejected Labor's $387 billion tax cuts. And I would hope that during this term of Parliament, that Labor could forget the idea that it is their money, and if they could understand that the taxes earned by the people of Australia firstly belongs to them. If they could understand that, Deputy Speaker, maybe, Deputy Speaker, we may see the Labor Party being more competitive at the next election. Deputy Speaker, again, I congratulate the member for Bass on her emphatic victory and for bringing this important motion to the House.
Thank you. The question is that the motion be agreed to. I call on the member for Macarthur.